Hi everyone, welcome to 3D Model It. This time we'll be doing Christmas ornaments. I'm Alex and I'm joined by the wonderful Alison, and we're both from the city of Canada Bay.
We would like to acknowledge the Wongal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today. We pay our respect to the elders past, present and emerging.
Thank you, Alison. Well, we're going to be doing Christmas ornaments today using these really cool things called SVGs. So, just to get started, let's have a look at my screen where you can see this is one I prepared earlier. As you can see, it's it's a little kangaroo with a Christmas hat on. I thought that was pretty cute. Can we have a look at Alison's screen? What did you make for a Christmas ornament?
I have a Phoenix symbol from X-Men because I really like the X-Men. I also have a Baby Yoda that I've done, which was very tricky. And I'm going to be doing a Rebel symbol today because I love Star Wars.
Very cool. So there's lots of different things you can do with this. So if we'll jump back to my screen, I'm going to show you first how to get an SVG. It's a little bit complicated, but it's doable. So first things first, I'm going to go to this place called Public Domain Vectors. So as you can see on my screen, it's a free site where you can get public domain vectors, basically, just free vectors. So first things first, I'm going to type into this search bar, cat, because I want to make a cat ornament. Then I'm going to say in formats, go SVG. And I'm going to say sort by downloads because that tends to be the most popular SVGs. I'm going to press go. And da-da! A bunch of really cool cat SVGs that I could use. I think I might... So if I was going to do this one, I think I might do this one. It looks a little bit like one of my cats at home, and I could press download. And that would show up in my downloads folder. Another way of finding SVGs, which is pretty cool, is you can use Google, everyone's favourite site. So if you're in images, you can go here to settings and press advanced search. So we need to go a little bit advanced just to make sure we get SVGs in particular. So in the words, I once again put cat. Then I come down here to this thing that says file type. And in format, it says any format at the moment. I want to say SVG files. Then I can go advanced search. Then I get a bunch of cats and SVGs that I can use. Now, one thing I might do, if you go to usage rights, you can go to Creative Commons license, and this is how you make sure you found free SVGs. Otherwise, you might end up with an SVG. I think beforehand we had like Pet Barn or something. You might end up with something that's not really supposed to be used. So it's probably best to make sure you've got Creative Commons license on. And I'm going to go down to this one here, this fluffy cat silhouette, because this looks like another cat from home. I'm now going to start sounding like a crazy cat lady. I mean, cats are the best present for Christmas, so you know.
It's true.
Yep. So now that I've got my cat silhouette, I can press here on download SVG vector, and it gives me this, and I'm going to right click it and press save as, and now I've got my fluffy cat silhouette .svg, so make sure it says .svg at the end here, and I'm going to press save. Now I would also like to put a Santa hat on my fluffy cat because I think that'd be fun. So I'm going to go to here. I've pre-found this Santa hat as you saw beforehand. I'm going to right click this and go save as and save it as Santa hat. Okay guys, so I've got my 2 SVGs. Let's get started. I'm going to start with a completely fresh canvas. I'm going to then go to Create Sketch. And I'm going to make sure that I'm pressing on this square that's on the sort of the lying down plane, that flat plane. You could technically call it the top plane. And Fusion's going to remind me I haven't saved anything yet, so as long as I save something, Fusion's actually going to auto-save it for me, so that's a bit safer than just doing everything and then Fusion crashes and you lose everything. Has that ever happened to you, Alison?
Many times.
Many times? Yeah, I've had that a few times where I've forgotten to save something and completely lost it. So I'm going to press this save button and save it as cat with Santa hat. Nice and simple. Fantastic. So while I'm here, let's have a quick look at what we've got in front of us. So first things first, I'm going to grab this huge cube. So if I press it and hold and move this around, you can see that I can move this canvas around this workspace and I can see everything. It's pretty cool. And if I get lost, so I'm like, whoa, no, I don't know what I'm looking at anymore, I can press this little home button next to it. Bam, takes me back home. Have you ever gotten zoomed too far out, Alison, and gotten lost completely in Fusion?
Or I've zoomed too far in and I don't know what I'm looking at.
Happens all the time. So that's a very good starting point. I'm just going to press top again because that's what we're working on. One other one I'm going to make sure we do. You can zoom in and zoom out. So as Alison says, you can zoom too far in and end up going, oh no, I see everything. Or you can zoom too far out and be like, oh, where's my things gone? So that might come in a little bit later when you bring your SVG and it might be super huge or super small. And you have to do a bit of zooming. But I think that's good for us to get started. So I'm going to go to Insert and press Insert SVG. And insert it from my computer. Well, and come to my downloads. And you can see I've got my fluffy cat silhouette, so I'm going to press Open. Well, as you can see, it's big, so I'm going to have to zoom out. Using my scroll wheel, so you want to make sure you're going to use your scroll wheel. To move it, I'm going to grab this square here, press and hold. Whoa, really is big. Gonna have to keep zooming out. Whoa, my cat's as big as the whole canvas.
He's a big boy.
This is a big boy. I'm going to make him smaller because that's a big cat. I'm going to grab this little sort of side thing here. It almost looks like a backwards C, don't you think, Alison? This little bit here.
Yeah, the little arrow thingy.
Little arrow thingy, curved arrow. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to just make him smaller and then move him back closer here. You can also use this thing here so I can scale him 0.5. Oh, now my cat's really small, so I'm going to zoom back in again. Put my cat down. Perfect. And press OK. Well, it's a handsome looking cat, if I do say so myself.
Alex, I have a problem.
You have a problem, Alison? Can I look at your screen?
Yes, you may. When it loads. My SVG is upside down.
Oh no! That's not good.
I don't know how to fix him.
Well, first things first, let's undo that because I think we're going to have to import him again. So let's go to Insert SVG.
Boop, boop.
Do you remember where you put him? Oh, nice and
easy.
In
my downloads.
In your downloads.
He's upside down.
He's upside down. So let's press one of the flip buttons. So I think that flip button, yep, that one. Hey, he's right side around. Is he does he need to be flipped from left to right as well, or?
I think he's okay.
You think he's okay?
Yes, I just need to scale him.
It's a little bit annoying that he's not close to the buttons, but yeah, that does happen sometimes.
I'm gonna get him. Should I have him up here or should I have him in the middle?
I'd recommend you have him in the middle.
Okay.
That makes things much easier.
Okay.
Especially when you press the home button, it usually finds the middle for you. So if you put him off to the side,
so I
you could lose him.
Finish sketch?
You press OK.
Oh yes, okay.
Yep.
Yay!
Very nice. Now, if you do press Finish Sketch, Alison, you would end up in the solid menu. Do you want to do that for me?
Finish sketch. Oh yes.
Oh no!
Now I cannot draw.
Now you cannot draw, now you cannot change Boba Fett. So what I want you to do is to go down to the bottom bar.
Right there.
Yep. I want you to right click it. And can you see where it says Edit Sketch?
Yes.
Yes. Hey!
Woo!
So if you can't edit your sketch, that can happen a lot actually. Make sure you press the Edit Sketch button. Okay, let's jump back to my screen. Alison's taken all of the spotlight. I want to go back.
You called him Boba Fett. It's not even Boba Fett.
Oh no!
It's Captain Rex.
Captain Rex, okay. I've been told I'll have to get you some Captain Rex things for Christmas then, yep.
Yes.
So, I'm now going to insert a Santa hat to go with my cat because I think my cat looks a little bit plain without a Santa hat. So I'm going to go insert SVG, insert from my computer, and I'm going to insert the Santa hat. Whoa, Santa hat's big at the moment. That's just going to cover my cat completely. That's not great.
That's not right.
That's not right. So
That's too big.
It's too big. So I'm going to grab the little arrow here and I'm going to scale him down. I'm going to zoom in again, scale him down. That's looking about right. Maybe I'll scale him down just a little bit more. Okay. And I'm going to press OK. Now, I don't want to lose my ears to the Santa hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this button up here that says trim. You can also press T. Looks like a pair of scissors. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to come over here and trim these parts I don't want. So I'll show you guys. Whoop, there we go. So when I highlight, when I go over the line, it goes red. And that's how I know which line's going. So I'm just going to cut here, whoop, and cut here. And now it looks like the ear is coming out of the fluffy part. So it looks like it's got room for his ears now. So I'm just going to cut through the body. Put the hat on the cat. The cat in the hat. Now I'm going to quickly cut these parts over here. You don't have to cut everything, guys. I'll show you how to check what to cut in just a minute. But I am going to just, there we go, now the ears are poking up and that's pretty cute.
What happens if I cut something I didn't mean to cut?
Well,
what do I do?
You can press escape, then you can press control, undo.
Woo!
And you'll get your lines back. Now one thing you can do, as you can see, when I sort of hover over this little bit of shape, it's a bit of a squiggly shape to make the fluff of the hat. When I hover over it, it has this black outline around it. And when I press it, it goes a darker blue. That's how I know what the complete shape is. So if I was to accidentally, I press that, suddenly my shape goes white and I can't press it and it goes dark blue. That's how I know that I've got an incomplete shape that's not actually going to extrude out properly, and that would be very sad. So I'm going to press Control, undo, Control Z, sorry. And now I've got a complete shape, but this little part's not right, so I'm just going to grab those scissors again. And da-da. And do this part, because that's going through the cat's head, and that's not good. So you might find that you have to zoom in a bit and get the fiddly bits. Make sure you're always zooming out so you know what part that you're getting rid of. And I'm just going to quickly get rid of this little squiggly bit down here that's interacting with my cat. So I want that to be behind the cat. I'm going to press escape to get out of that. So if I zoom back out again, I should have a few shapes. I have the cat, that's one complete shape. I've got the fuzzy little bit at the bottom of the hat. I've got the hat itself, the fuzzy bit at the end, and I've got ear number 1 and ear number 2. So mine's looking pretty good. Let's have a quick look at Alison. How's your going?
So I'm doing 2 different ones because I can't decide which one is better. So
what's the second one?
My Rex helmet, and then I've got my rebel symbol.
So this is so easy that Alison's just keep going. She wants to do everything.
I can't decide which one I want to do, so I'm doing both.
Fantastic.
So my Rex helmet is just sitting here, but he has lots of little...
Oh, he's got lots of little lines you're going to have to do some things with.
So I'm a bit nervous to touch him.
Okay.
But my rebel symbol, I've done a fit point spline all around to make the shape, and now I am just adjusting it so it actually has pointy bits instead of random loops and...
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck.
I'm trying.
Turns out Alison's very adventurous.
I'm just doing what I want to.
That's the fun of 3D modelling. You can do whatever you'd like. Now, if we jump back to my screen, I've got a cat ornament, but where am I going to put it? At this point in time, my little cat's not going to fit on the Christmas tree because there's nothing to hold it up. So I'm going to put a little loop, sort of on the back of my cat. So if I zoom in here, I'm thinking about here it should be good. Now this could be a bit of trial error. You might print this out and it won't sit properly on the Christmas tree, but I'll show you how to do it and then you've got that option. I'm going to grab center diameter circle at the top here. I'm going to go start it here so that it's just above my cat's back. So the idea is hopefully if this is measured right, the cat will sit upright. I'm going to look at in my circle, you can see there's a little circle in the middle of it. I'm going to press that again and then go out. And
how big should my circle be?
How big should your circle be? Well, you want it to have enough room to put some ribbon in there, but you also want it to be strong enough that it's not just going to break off when you put it on the Christmas tree. So I'm going to do a circle that's looking about, let's say 3.5 in there. That's a nice thick circle. What do you think, Alison? You think that's thick enough?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. Luckily, since we're using ribbon, you don't have to make it too small. When you do other things, sometimes you have to make it nice and small. But if we can quickly have a look at the camera, I've actually got one here. And you can see here, I've just put some ribbon through that little hole there. So that's a nice way of attaching it to the Christmas tree. I've also got another cat that I've made. I obviously like cats, and that's got another hole there. So the idea is that this will attach the Christmas tree.
What if I don't want to put a hole through my ornament? What if I want to have it a circle background and then a hole?
That's a very good way of making sure that you don't have to put a hole through poor Rex's head.
I don't want to ruin
That might be
his
a little bit
helmet.
awkward. So let's have a quick look at Alison's screen, because she's going to show you how to put a big circle around hers.
So I want a little circle, well, big circle, but
pretty big.
he's not really centered now that I notice.
Well, one thing that we can do, if you press escape to get out of the circle tool, you can grab the edge of that circle, and then you can press M for move, or you can just pull it around.
I did not know you could do that.
So press the edge of the circle, and then, oh,
He's not moving.
he's not moving. Maybe press cancel there.
I broke it.
Grab your circle, and then press and hold with your mouse, and you should be able to move your circle around. Oh,
well, it makes him bigger. and
I know
smaller.
what's happened. It's clipped to the middle point.
Oh.
This is something called constraint. So this sometimes happens. So can you zoom in? Nice and close, nice and close. Whoop.
How close am I going, Alex?
So that little black dot in the middle there?
Yes.
Yes. Can you see how there's that thing over there, that grey thing over there? That's
This
called
thing?
the constraint. Yeah, press it and press delete. Hey!
I did not know you could do that.
Now zoom out. Now in theory you should be able to move your circle now. Is he moving?
No.
He's just getting bigger and smaller. I fear there is a second constraint in C there that you can't see. This might just be easier this time, just to delete this circle.
I've already broken it.
That's okay. So start with another circle, but you may want to start it not in the center there, but move it just a little bit up. There we go.
That's good enough.
Press escape. Now grab that circle and sort of, oh, it really doesn't want to move.
Oh,
Hey!
yay! I got there
So
in
you
the
had
end.
one constraint but not another.
Okay.
So sometimes that happens, sometimes it's just easier just to redraw the whole thing, because especially if it's just a circle, that's easy enough. Sometimes it's better to play around with it, but you got there?
I've got
So
my
press
circle.
OK, and now where do you want your hole?
I think I want it at the top.
Okay.
So if I have it there.
There. Hey!
How big should I make it?
How big do you want to make it?
I don't know, Alex. How big should I make it? That's why I'm asking you.
I think that's probably about big enough.
That one. And then escape.
So, yep. So your biggest problem is you just want to make sure it's going to be strong enough to hang on your Christmas tree. So
It should be good.
that should be good.
Thank you.
Yay! Well, let's jump back to my screen. I'm going to finish off and then I'm going to start extruding. We don't know how long it's going to take for poor Alison to start extruding.
It's going to take me a while. Unless I go back to my rebel symbol.
Sometimes it's easier, sometimes especially for your first projects, it's easier to pick something nice and simple. Get it extruded, have some fun. But once you've done it, it's always good to play around for a bit and see what you can do. But I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab the trim tool again. I'm going to trim this part. I'm going to trim this part and trim this part and trim this part. So now if I press escape, there you can see I've got sort of a hole on my cat's back. And that's going to hold the cat to the Christmas tree. Now, I'm actually going to extrude these at different levels to give the cat a bit of character. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to press finish sketch. Whoop. And now we're back in the solid menu. I'm going to press this button up the top here called extrude. And I'm going to grab my cat. So, when I'm extruding, it's usually best if I can just grab this view cube here. So I'm grabbing the top and then holding it and moving so I can see this little arrow. This nice little arrow. And what I can do with this is I can go whoa, whoa, up and down. I can make a really thick cat.
Oh. What would be the best thickness, do you think, for kitty cat?
For kitty cat, I usually do this by eye. I have a look and I go, that's looking about right. I'm going to recommend for this one, let's aim it. So you can see this is pretty thick. That's going to be pretty heavy on the Christmas tree. So I'm going to aim this about 2 mil. I think that's not going to hang too heavy. Now one thing you may have noticed, I've actually gone down and I've gone to -2 mil. This is because this will just make it easier with extruding these ones later. But you can go positive if you'd like to, but that's why I like using this. You grab this little arrow here and pull up and down. And I'm going to press OK. Oh no, there goes my sketch. My
Where
cat.
does hat go?
Where's his hat go? Where's his ears go? I've just my poor cat.
What did you do to him?
I know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sketches. So this thing over the side here is called the browser. You can see at the top here it's called the browser. I'm going to press the little triangle next to the sketches folder. And you can see here, here's my sketch 1. And if I press on it, you can actually see the ghost of my sketch. And I'm going to press the I so I can see it again. And then you can see if I've pressed it and it's full, I can see it. If I press it again and it goes sort of transparent with this crossover on it, you can't see it anymore. So I'm going to press it again. Ta-da! Hey, nice. So Fusion just likes to clean up a bit, but we tell Fusion no, we're still good. We've still got stuff to do. So I'm going to grab this hat. I'm going to pull it down -2. So it's flat. And I'm going to say here, on direction, I'm going to say 2 sides. I'm going to grab the other arrow and pull this hat up. I think 0.5 would be fine. You can see I've used the opposite arrow for either one, so it's going minus and minus, so all good. And I'm going to make sure that it's operation join. Press OK. Now this time around, Fusion doesn't hide our sketch because it's nice. It's been nice and handy. So next one, and we basically just going to repeat this for a bit. I'm going to grab the fluff. I'm going to say 2 sides. I'm going to grab this one down here and take it down. I'm going to go 2 for this one so that it's flat. So one of our big things here is we want to make sure this back is flat because that's going to make it easy for extruding. And then I want to bring this one up. Let's say, yeah, I think 1 is fine. That gives it enough thing. That gives it enough fluff. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, it's looking cool.
Ooh, very fancy.
Now I've forgotten the extra fluff on this side as well, and I want to do it the same there. So I'm going to right click, press edit feature, give Fusion a minute to load. It is pretty intensive. And I'm going to press the fluff down here and bam, I've got two fluffs. I'm sure that has a technical name. For now it's just going to be the Santa hat fluff. Now with the ears, how far do I want to bring the ears out? Let's have a look. I'm going to extrude, grab both my ears. I'm going to say 2 sides, bring it down 2. So that's to make sure, if you look at the back here, it's nice and flat down the back here. And then I'm going to bring this up. Whoop. Oh, it's kind of meld with the fluff. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do here, when it says 1, I'm going to go 0.75. Yeah. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to hide my sketch. And bam! We have a Christmassy fluffy cat to go on the Christmas tree. That feels a bit redundant, but anyway, it's extra Christmassy. And there we are. Now, have you got anything you'd like to show off, Alison, or are you still having fun?
I broke mine.
You broke yours.
And I've given up on Rex. So I've made the executive decision to go back to this, but it's symmetrical. So how can I mirror it?
Ah, that's a good one.
So do I put a line down the middle?
Put a line down the middle. So let's have a look at Alison's screen while she puts her line down the middle.
We put line, and then
and
I press
the
that
tick,
one.
yeah.
So
press escape to get out of your tool. Now we're going to press the mirror tool.
Okay.
So that's up the top there, the 2 triangles mirroring each other.
So I need to...
You need to grab the side.
I should sketch that first.
Yes, you need to sketch the
I
thing
got
that
a
you're...
little too far ahead of myself.
You got a little too far ahead of yourself. Well, why don't we let Alison keep sketching? We'll come back to my screen.
I got a little too excited.
Maybe we'll see what Alison manages to make at the end.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
So, now what we can do is we can put this on the 3D printer. So we have 3D printers here at City of Canada Bay Library, so you can come in and ask us to print it off for you. Or you might have a 3D printer at school that you might want to use. This would make a great present for a family member if you get it printed off and put it on your Christmas tree. So that's a bit of fun, and especially if you've got a pet at home that you want to put on the Christmas tree. That's pretty cool. Or of course you can do a kangaroo or something else like that. Now let's have a quick look at my screen. There are a few more activities that we've got available at Canada Bay Libraries if you'd like to try something else. So if we have a quick look at this one's the one we did last year. This is a snowflake, so we'll have a link available to this one if you'd like to try it. This one looks fantastic on the Christmas tree. This one also, so this is called a gyroscope. This is if you're feeling pretty advanced. You might notice in the middle there's an SVG. So we use the same technique, but this one spins. And you actually just print it in place on your printer and it comes out, you just pick it off and then you can spin it around. So pretty cool if you're feeling a bit advanced. So there's a few more things that you can do for this Christmas if you really want to push your 3D printing skills. And this is all in Fusion 360, which is free for personal use.
All right.
How are we going, Alison?
I did it.
You did it?
I did it.
Well, let's quickly jump to Alison's screen. Let's do a mirror.
So
we're going to press that mirror button.
mirror.
Yep.
And then I mirror
So double click on what you want to mirror.
this thing.
Yes.
And then
Mirror line. Press in the middle.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
So
once it's ready, press OK.
Yes.
And you should get, so if you press in the middle, I don't think it's a full shape, Alison.
Oh, what? Why not? Why isn't it a full shape?
So let's zoom in on the middle and see if it meets at that line.
Oh, it's missing these parts.
Yep.
That's why. Okay.
That's okay. That's
How
why
do
it's
I
very
fix
good
it?
to sort of go over it and have a look to see if you've got a full shape. Because if you start to extrude that now, you're just going to end up with half of it,
That's not
which
gonna
might
work.
not be so good.
I need to click all the little lines. Mirror line.
Mirror lines, yep.
That one.
That one.
Ta-da! Okay,
Hey!
So
Now
how...
delete the mirror line in the middle.
This one. Okay. Delete.
So, yeah, there you go.
Woo!
Woo!
I did it!
Now let's just extrude that and make that our last thing for today. So,
How big
Yep.
should I make him? Is
2
the
mil,
question.
3 mil.
Ooh,
Go down and see how that looks.
that's too big.
Can you see how you sort of have, when you extrude it, you'll have a look at it and you'll go, oh, too big, too small.
So I turn my view cube.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's too thin.
Yeah, just bring it out a bit more.
Make him a bit fat.
You might find that you've zoomed out a lot and your thing is actually quite big and it needs to be a little bit thicker. And then when you go to school or you go to the library and get it printed, they'll shrink it down for you. So do whatever looks good in scale.
So, and then I press OK.
Then you press OK.
Woo!
Woo!
I did
And now you can go and put a hole in it later. Perfect. Well, that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining us. We've got a few more activities online if you'd like to see. We'll be linking them in the description. And thank you and goodbye.